Welcome to Living with Ashley J. Shout out to my old faves. Thanks for sticking around so much. And my new faves. If you are a new fave on my channel, I so appreciate you. And if you are watching for the very first time, my name is Ashley. Make sure you hit the subscribe button so you do not miss an upload. And go ahead and hit the notification bell while you're at it. So today I'm just going to be discussing with you guys how I have overcame this situation and what I use, 3 things that I use to apply the 1, 2, 3 step rule of loving yourself unconditionally. You can use this over and over again through situations because life sometimes hits us with a force and sometimes we're caught off guard, okay? So I've had a childhood, y'all, that was different, getting out of high school, going into college, doing cosmetology school. Long story short, it was kind of all over the place, right? Mom married, mom divorced, parents all over the place. And you just really want to understand what it really means to love someone. You go in those constant cycles of pouring yourself into people, things of that sort. But sometimes, and a lot of times, it's not really said for us to, or demonstrated, or really promoted in society that we should love ourselves unconditionally, right? And if you believe in God, God is the ultimate source on how you gain that love. So I can encourage you to reach out to him or whatever you serve to look into that force and get that energy, that love, that unconditional love from that very being that you worship, and then move forward, okay? Able to pour that and reciprocate into yourself, okay? So my 1, 2, 3 step rule is, regardless of whatever happens in my life, when God gives me the breath to wake up every morning, I do the 1, 2, 3 step. All right. I don't take stuff from yesterday on to the next day unless it is promotable for my energy to do so. What do I mean? What do you mean by that, Ashley? If it's something I need to work on today, that it was from yesterday, then I'm going to pour some energy into that. If it's something that I need to leave yesterday or leave in the past, I'll leave it in the past. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, the first step is to clear your mind. Make sure you're in the great space and the great energy. So clear your mind. Make sure your energy is good. Okay, that's the first step. So that you do not go to bed. If you go to bed uneasy or can't go to bed, there is something that you did not fulfill, or you did something during that day that you need to go fix. You might need to go ask somebody for forgiveness. You may need to go write something down. You know, sometimes you need to decompress from the day, right? So that you can wake up with a clear space and go to bed with a clear space, right? Make sure you treat others with kindness, including yourself. So the first thing is clearing your mind. All the garbage, you know, or something you wasn't supposed to wake up with, clear your mind. Number 2 is what I do that is most important. I make sure that I treat myself with the utmost respect, love, and kindness, right? If I'm doing that for myself, it'll be easy for me to do it to you, the next person, and the next person. And then guess what? When you're spreading good love and good energy, it just keeps multiplying over and over again, right? I can come in the door to work or from work or whatever I might be doing, and literally I'll be like, oh my gosh, it's the positive mindset, right? So first thing is to clear your mind. The second thing is to have a positive mindset regardless of what life is faced with. Sometimes we get stuck in a hurdle, and what you just really need to do is press forward, move forward to gain the great sense of energy, the great sense of self, the great sense of well-being, right? So that's what you need to do. Be kind to yourself so you can reciprocate. And it can come back to you as well. Number 3, what I do is I do not do anything that does not serve my current purpose, right? Don't do nothing. That means you need to listen to your body. Listen to your conscience. Women, we have also intuitions. Listen to the Holy Spirit. Listen to those things that will help guide you. Sometimes you get angels and sometimes you get demons. And you need to be able to decipher which one is the right way to go. Is this my destiny? Is this supposed to be a part of my journey? Or is this a detour? Or is this going to be heading me down the road of destruction? You need to be able to decipher whether it's buying that new bag, booking that trip, going out, hang out with certain friends, going on a work trip. It could be anything. Having a conversation with somebody you haven't talked to. Be careful bringing up them old flings because, baby, you'll be back, back on Rosedale Street and you was trying to go down, Hollywood Boulevard is all I'm saying, for example. So first thing is you want to do, clear your mind. The second thing is make sure you're being kind to yourself and others. When you look in the mirror in the morning or when you look at take a selfie, it need to be all right. In here, it need to be all right. You know what I'm saying? My other thing that I was going to say, and then, watch your steps. Other things that I taught my kids and something I learned a long time ago, and it's really about the 5 senses, right? Be careful what you see, say, hear, and touch. Basically do, because the emotions, where you go, your steps. Have you ever noticed that little, the little footprint, the little saying, and if I can find it, y'all, I'm going to try to link it. Or not, the little footprint saying. It's basically telling you about your journey. You never know where you're going to end up, but just make sure you have the good intentions at heart. Make sure those good footprints that you're setting forth, be that example. Be that type of being that you're going to look back and be like, oh my gosh, I am so proud of myself, right? When I get off work every day or I get done with a project or, when I just do things, I want to make sure I'm proud of myself, whether it's in a relationship, out of a relationship, whether it's making sure I put some smile on someone's face, going that extra mile, saving that extra $1 or $2 if I can, whatever it is, if I'm pouring into myself. One thing I have done, and I will say this and I'll be done, for my parents out there, if you are a parent or seeking to be a parent, this is something that you have to remember, right? Our parents, a lot of times out of 10, didn't have a manual and say, hey, this is what you do. Of course, you have different books. You have the Bible. You have different guidance. You have, people of wisdom to give you those knowledge and those pushes to kind of help you along the way. But there's literally no guide to say, hey, this situation is, you need to do this. When you get down the street, you're going to turn left. There's nothing to really mimic that behavior or that guide to help you, be the best, perfect parent is what we're all thinking of, right? We want our kids to all turn out great. There's really no manual, okay? So I'm saying all that to say, have grace. Have grace and have mercy, or I don't want to say have grace. Show grace to your children. You know that you were a child once, you were a teenager, and a lot of us, even though we act like mature grown adults, don't act like you haven't been there and done that. And you can also apply that to your neighbor, your friend. You know what I mean? Just because you may be good in one area, they may not. You know what I mean? Just because your child is great in one area, in some areas they may not. It's okay to be that parent, be that advisor, but make sure you also love them and care for them. Because I come from an era, honestly, there was not a lot of love shown. It was more so of do, otherwise we're going to kick your butt. We're going to whoop you. Versus let's help guide, let's help love, let's show some care, things of that sort. So just make sure that if your kid falls, your kid stumbles, that you take the time and you take the necessary steps to get whatever help they need, and you also be by their side. Because at the end of the day, that's still your baby, that's still your kid. And you want to make sure you're setting a great example. So one day, if they have children, guess what? They can remember those times when I messed up and I was showing love. And that's pretty much how God is. That's pretty much, honestly, how all life pretty much works. You're not perfect, but you're doing the very best you can, and that's what matters. That's definitely what counts. Put your best foot forward and practice the 1, 2, 3 step, y'all. 1, 2, 3 step. And if you ever need to if you ever find yourself in a situation where you're like, should I do this? Think about the 5 senses. Think about your conscience. Think about the 5 senses, and think about those 3 steps that I share with you today. And that'll help you kind of figure out if you're going in the right directions. Like I always say, be kind to yourself, others, including strangers. And until next time, peace out.